I once heard a cute little story from my father-in-law that went something like this. It was once towards the end of the day and it was a little bit dark, and there were two Jews who saw an image in the distance. And they had an argument. The one said it was a cat, the other said it was a bird. And they were going back and forth, cat, bird, cat, bird. Eventually they decided they have to resolve this conflict, so they did something not so nice. And they took a stone and they said they're going to throw it at the object. If it flies, it's a bird. If it doesn't, it's a cat. So they threw the stone at the object and it flew. So the one who said it was a bird was all happy. He thought he'd won the argument. Where suddenly his friend turns to him and he says, you know, it's a really interesting thing. It's the first time in my life that I've seen a cat that flies. All of us sometimes, we get stuck in our own perspectives, in our own paradigm, in the way we think. And it prevents us from growing. It prevents us from graduating into something new, into something greater. In this week's parsha, we have the famous scene where Moses, Moshe Rabbeinu, sees the burning bush. He sees this amazing spectacle of a bush that is burning and yet not being consumed. He says to himself, and the verse says that Moses said, Asurana, let me turn aside so I can come closer and see what is going on. And Rashi comments on this phrase, let me turn aside. What does it mean, let me turn aside? And Rashi says 4 very famous words. Rashi says that what Moshe Rabbeinu was saying is, Asura mikan lihiskarev l'sham. Let me go away from here to come closer there. Often, we want to graduate, we want to grow, we want to come closer to something new, something holier, something more spiritual, something of a better character. But what we have to understand is that in order to do that, we have to first go away from here so we can come closer there. We have to let go of our current thinking. We have to let go of our own prison. We have to let go of the things that prevent us from growing. We have to sacrifice something, give up our paradigm, the way we think, the way we view things, in order to be open to graduate to something new, to something different, to something more improved. That's the lesson and the formula for growth that we learn from this phrase that Moshe Rabbeinu said. Have a wonderful Shabbos.